hardest thing is the weather. Everyone thinks Canada and they're like, it's a cold place. It is cold in its variations, and definitely different climate from Africa. So I was born and raised in Ghana, very hot climate. Moving to Canada, I think for me the biggest thing when it started snowing wasn't the fact that it was cold, but the fact that I had to sort of dress up and layer up. One big thing I'll say is, in the first year, don't think because you've done a summer in London or a summer in New York that you know the weather, because it's not the same. It's not temporary. It's not. I know being fashionable is great. We all want to look, your best. But I'll say in the first year, come prepared. Have those mittens, have those jackets, have those boots. Be warm enough. Every campus is going to differ with regards to how they are set up. For Waterloo, for example, we've got bridges, upper layer bridges and lower layer tunnels that students can sort of walk through in the winter, so you're not exposed to the cold weather all the time. That's a big thing. Make sure you're not standing in the cold for too long, waiting for a bus. Make sure you've downloaded that weather app on your phone, because it will tell you what the weather is. There are certain cities in Canada, at one point in time in the day is winter, at another point in time in the day is summer. It varies. So make sure you know what the weather looks like before you leave your home. And in the first year, definitely warm up, layer up. If you're going to a province that is raining all the time, like in British Columbia, have your umbrella, have your winter boots. In the first year, I always say, make sure you are warm enough, because it's very important. Mental space-wise, be open. It's not easy. I know I say that freely, and a lot of people will look at me now and be like, she talks now? She stands in front of a crowd? Like, I was home 2 weeks ago and my friends were like, I can't believe you do this now. Like, you're always talking in front of a big crowd. It wasn't always the case. I always knew I loved talking, but I was the quiet one that would sit in the corner quietly and mind her own business. Nothing great comes out of your comfort zone. It's not easy to push yourself out of the comfort zone, but the minute you do, opportunities open up to you. The people that you encounter, you never know who is going to lead you somewhere. Always open up yourself to what's around you. Always put your best foot forward. I understand that you can't always have your A game on, because sometimes you want to relax, but my biggest message here is have an open mind. It's a new space, it's a new opportunity. Some of you may come only for 4 years and go back home because home is where your heart is. Some of you may come and want to stay longer and may build families. First thing, be open to the experiences, because there's so many experiences. Like, I look back on my life and I'm like, if I could go back to 19-year-old me, I'll do it this way, this way, this or this way. But regardless, I embrace whatever it is I've gone through. So embrace the journey. Don't sit down and cry for too long. I'm very big on cry. Make sure you cry if you're in pain. Make sure you seek support if you're hurting. But pick yourself up and move, because there's so much to offer on all these campuses. So the big thing, weather-wise, be warm, but a big part is your mental space. If you need to speak to someone, speak to someone. As Africans, it's very big on, if I'm going through a problem, I'll keep it myself and I'll deal with it. It doesn't help. Open up to the people around you. If it is that recruiter that you met in Kenya or Nairobi or Mombasa or wherever it is that you are open and you're comfortable talking to, go talk to that person. Because what I found is, in my first year, I used to call my home all the time and my mom was always panicking and always worried. You don't want your parents or your family to be worried about you all the time. I'm not saying don't share with them, do. But also build a support system, because you never know where that opportunity will open up. You never know who you meet along the way, and you never know what kind of community you build. So it's not easy for everyone, I understand, but try. Give yourself that opportunity. If you're only going to do it for 4 years, open up to the experience, because there's so much you can learn and there's so much you can teach others along the way.